The J Risk, and this is Calculated Risk. Before I get into Calculated Risk, I just would like to say that this is going to be evolving because I'm honest with myself and I can't carry a podcast. I'm way too dry. I'm not that funny, but what I am is I'm full of knowledge. So what I did was I went out, I reached out to one of my good friends and comedy partners from Florida's Last Call, and one of the show producers that is down here in South Florida. He has his own show at Cheers. He's actually one of the semi-finalists in Florida's Funniest Comedian. I have Ron Bowe sitting next to me.
Well, thank you, Jay. Let me just point out, evolution is just a theory, kind of like gravity.
So that's something that, what, not everybody can agree with?
Well, we're going to disagree on a lot, but we're going to drop a little knowledge, we're going to drop a little humor, and mostly I'm going to drop your self-esteem even lower than it already is.
Thank you, Ron, for that. If anybody hasn't noticed yet, Ron will be your horny kind of device that puts you into this fucking... I don't know, he's going to get your dick hard with his voice, so that's...
You know, that's kind of ironic, Jay, because I don't have a lot of self-esteem in that area. When I have sexual fantasies, I'm not even in them.
That's really crazy because you have that, and like I'm kind of one of those guys where I get so drunk I forget that I already jerked off. So I'm in that kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I'm not buying the pity party.
It's called being in a bad place, Ron. That's where I'm at. You have your own sexual fantasies where they're not. I'm in a bad place.
Dude, you live with your hot fiance and a passable mother-in-law.
Dude.
Okay? Me, on the other hand, I'm a middle-aged guy in Florida. There are no middle-aged women. You're either newlywed or newly dead. There's nothing in between.
All right, listen. Let's talk about my mother-in-law for a minute.
Ooh.
Great lady, awesome lady, makes a whole lot of home-cooked food. No pants. No pants a lot. Pretty crazy. She also feeds the dogs. So when she's feeding her dogs, she's holding 2 dog bowls, and she bends down and she wears pink underwear all the time.
Tell me the dogs aren't fixed, and we can make a movie out of this.
That's what I'm saying. What do we call this?
Oh, Lord, we've gotten off on a bad tangent already. I think you should get this back on track.
Yeah, let me redirect. Okay, number 1, we are now coming from Breeze Entertainment Studios. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a record label that actually believed in me and us and this idea. So I don't know whether they should be committed or actually applauded. And right now, today, our engineer is Emilio. Give it up for Mr. Emilio.
Yes.
Yes, Emilio, thank you very much for engineering this podcast.
He looks like a Greek god, too.
He is. And from behind, I would definitely give him the sodomization that all good Greeks deserve. So, leading into that, we also have Randy Lewis that's in the house. He is actually the brainchild of LOL Breeze Entertainment. He's the guy that put all this together. He has 2 different studios, 2 locations. He has a whole bunch of brand new artists, and now he's expanding his side of his record label into comedy. He actually picked up me, J Risk, Comedy Culture as a company, and he picked up this podcast, and we're going to be using an aggregate to put us out on Spotify and eventually in a Sirius Radio. So from here on in, we're actually going to be teamed up, and you're going to see us out in the town a lot. You're going to see us going around. There's going to be different productions. I'm not sure if you all know, but I am associated with Florida's Last Call, which is actually Ron Bowe's. This was his vision. He put this thing together. I just kind of tied in some loose ends. And this is going to be on NBC or ABC. And we don't know yet.
Whenever we can get the cheapest time from. Play them off.
Exactly, yeah. And if you guys want to do an ad on that show, contact us. But yes, we're going to be on some late night television, and LOL Breeze Entertainment's helping us bring that dream together as well. So what I want to do is I want to get real here.
First, I got to say, beautiful studios, first time out here. Looks like one of those mansions they film porn in. We're talking granite marble. This place is amazing. And I meet Randy, and you meet a lot of people in the entertainment biz. A lot of the business execs aren't serious. This guy screams commitment. Here's a guy, when he was probably about 6 years old, he saw Urkel on TV. He said, "That's my look. That's my look I'm going to stay with forever." And that's commitment, and I respect that, sir. I do.
Dude, but I really like the Urkel with the goatee. Like that, you know what I'm saying? He went 100% on that thing.
Goatee or go-to.
You keep that, Randy, because I get yelled at for that all the time. They're like, "What's that little pussy fuzz in the bottom of your chin?" And I get pissed off. I'm like, "It's not pussy fuzz." I love this
dude,
stuff,
it's because on Randy it looks hip, and on you it looks Amish.
I know. Oh my God. We're doing a show. We're at this gig.
God, I know this story.
I go up to the stage and I hear, look, he's Amish. I turn around and I'm like, no, this is my Abraham Lincoln. And then I introduce Ron, and he goes up on the show. He goes, ladies and gentlemen, and this is what a Make-A-Wish kid looks like all grown up.
This was like the first time we met in person, too. So, yeah, it was.
Ron, I've always enjoyed your, I go home and cry.
Nice. Well, the thing was before that, we knew each other on Facebook, right? So on Facebook, you know somebody through this little thumbnail picture.